Welcome back to my channel. There are 3 supportive relationships that you will need to build during your career. You will need the services of a mentor. More than likely, you will need the services of a coach, and you will absolutely need the services of a sponsor. So I'd like to go over the difference, the role, and the difference between each one of those roles. So a mentor is someone who's well known to you, and you choose them specifically for the talent that you've observed in them. You've watched them for a while, and you're kind of the mind, when I grow up, I want to be like that person. So you're saying to yourself, how can I start to learn? And you kind of approach them, and you may officially or unofficially ask them to mentor you. It's an experienced and trusted advisor. It's a person who can give you advice and assistance, and the advice and assistance is usually focused on career and school. This is not someone who's going to help you navigate your personal life as such. It's really focused between academic preparation or strategic thinking within your career development. Mentors, again, focus on external and outside things for the person being mentored. So they help you navigate landmines. They teach you the ropes about the politics, or they give you a heads up about the organizational awareness that you need to have as you start to navigate within a particular culture or organization. They can talk to you about, stretch assignments in the senses of, there's a training program over here, or maybe you should apply for a high potentials program over there. But they are definitely going to help you navigate those ropes. So specifically for academic and career preparation. And if you play your cards right, this relationship will last a number of years. And even if you leave that particular organization and you go someplace else, if you've played your cards right and you've really worked to develop this relationship, that person will be there for you the span, or most of the span of your career. Now, a relationship with a coach is very, very different. The relationship with a coach is really based on trust. Okay, this is going to be a relationship that is going to talk about things that you feel and things that are important to you. So there has to be a real degree of trust between the person being coached and the coach, because even though it may not come under true HIPAA piece, there is certainly has a lot to do with the morality of coaching and the integrity of the coach. So the understanding of what HIPAA applies to certainly does apply to the coaching relationship. But because you're going to be sharing things with which you are vulnerable and can be a little dicey at times, you want to have that good sense of trust between yourself and your coach. So what a coach does is holds up a mirror to you. Okay, a coach holds up a mirror to you so that you can, with safety and compassion, be confronted with some of the habitual behaviors that you are engaging in that perhaps is short-circuiting your career or self-sabotaging your life. Coaching is a process that is often difficult, and you've heard me refer to journeys of self-awareness can be like chewing on glass. Well, there are times that coaching gets a little difficult, okay, because people need to be held accountable, and they've actually asked you to hold them accountable. But when it comes time to being held accountable, this is where the rubber meets the road, and the trust is so very important for this particular relationship to work. Coaches work with individuals so that they can tool up and get self-awareness skills and resilience skills and mindfulness skills and self-management skills, so that they can tool up to be more successful, not toughen up to be less vulnerable, because quite honestly, you have to have a lot of vulnerability in order to be successful. You need to live your life heart open in a safe way that doesn't make you lean into a punch, but that you can take a punch if one is given and not necessarily be crushed by it. The coach and coachee relationship is usually short term. It will last for as long as the person being coached wants it to last. And sometimes it goes on quite intensely for a couple of months, and then you don't hear from the person for maybe a year, and they want to come back and revisit and restart, and they pick it up again for another month or two, and it may flow like that, but it is something that is intended to be short-lived until that person, meaning the client being coached, can realize some of the personal goals that they set for themselves. So again, that is something that, the person being coached will decide just how long they need that relationship to be maintained. And the last relationship I want to talk about is really the relationship you would have with a sponsor. Now, a sponsor is extremely important, okay? This is someone within your organization, but not necessarily within your immediate circle. So it may not be someone on your unit and someone on your department. It may be someone, if you are in a big healthcare system, they may not even be on your site, but they may be within the corporate structure, or they are in a position at another site to promote you and your ideas and your skills. So really what a sponsor does is keep your name fresh in the minds and eyes of people who make decisions about who's going to be on a task force, or who are we going to have a project manager, which project manager are we going to tap to lead this new initiative. And a sponsor will kind of say, well, what do you think about Phyllis? I've worked with Phyllis in the past and she has this skill set, this kind of temperament, I think she'd be a good fit. And the sponsor works to keep your name fresh within circles that make these kinds of decisions. They're not so much an advisor as they are a publicist, okay? So really the difference between having a mentor is to advise, and the sponsor really is public relations. They're a publicist for you, your skill set, your talents, and what you can offer. So they will suggest your name for different kinds of projects. This is really a manifestation of something I like to say, that you're going to live and die by the quality of the relationships you make at work. You really want to work hard to make sure you just don't have one sponsor, that you have several, that you are really working your relationships at work in different areas of your professional life, so that your name is one of the first names people think of always, in a very good, very talented, ready for the next step in their career kind of way. So you want to make sure that you work hard, you take the time, you do the work to keep these relationships alive and sustainable and going. And the one thing you must understand is, when a sponsor puts your name forward, they are taking on a large responsibility of your hard work. So if they say you're ready, you better be ready, because if you're not ready or you drop the ball, then the sponsor's reputation will take a hit as well. And you never want to have that happen, okay? So never disappoint or violate anyone who's willing to endorse you for the next step in your career.